Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So, I had to fix my eyebrows real quick. So I am bringing you a knife from Scabbard today. It's his very first ever tops, and I have the specs behind something that just popped up. All right, so this is the Condor Alert. I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to say something bad about it, but before I say something bad about it, let me tell you something. It's a pretty badass knife. Man, this one channel keeps getting a bunch of pop-ups. It's a pretty badass knife, regardless of what I'm about to say. Y'all know, everybody knows I am a big design person. This design, blah. I mean, the blade width is the same as the width of the blade handle. I don't like that. I'm not big crazy, really, about this ramp. Is what it is. I love the fact that it has a forward choil. I wish it was built for a human being because my finger is right on the edge of that nice little point right there. So having a forward choil means it should be able to be used. Unless you have really small hands, that sucks. That's a terrible, terrible design, which is funny because this choil is nice and man-sized. Why wouldn't you make this choil the same size as this one? I don't know. That's stupid to me. You do have a nice banger in the rear. In a rear hold, which you would never hold this knife in, like this. This is like your cutting hold. It's okay. That little thumb thing is okay for that, but you're not going to hold that knife. If you're going to do tight cutting, you want to choke up and use the dangerous finger choil to choke up on this knife, or you would spin it the other way and go with a side grip and come back. So for this to be done this way is asinine. The weight of the blade, the point of balance is so far up that if you hold it like this, it's the most uncomfortable cutting feeling you can have. The only other real thing I would knock on it is this right here. I love blade tooling. I think that's beautiful, but why not just do the whole thing? Why just take like a 3-inch section in the front? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but it is a 1/4 inch thick. It is 14 3/4 overall. It is 9.5 inches in the blade, 1095, like Tops does so very well. It is true full tank construction, as Tops does very well. You do have black linen micarta scales, which Tops does very well. You do have a lanyard hole, and you have this piece of crap. I hate their sheaths. I hate their sheaths. And I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but I really hate this stupid sheath. The sheath's awful. Which is funny because Silent Hero, they know how to make a sheath. I don't know why they put that crappy ballistic pouchy thing on there. This grip bothers me a little bit because of the fact that it's a round grip and it has this dent right here. When you hold it in a full grip, a true grip, it feels like it wants to roll forward in your hand because your thumb wants to find its way into this little section here. That's why this grip is made, but it's not made for a knife like this. They really screwed that up. Whoever designed this, not good. But there's two different kinds of bad designs. There's bad designs that are functionally stupid, and there's bad designs that are still going to kick some ass and get the job done. This design, I mean, it's hard calling it a bad design. It's not a bad design. It's not a really good design, but I guarantee you this thing is going to work like a freaking charm. So the point of balance, the weight, is so far off on this. I guarantee you, nobody measured when they made this knife. There is not a single person that said, hey, let's measure the mean. No, didn't happen. This thing, POB-wise, is a little jacked up. But, I mean, again, it'll still get the job done. It'll do what it's supposed to do. I guarantee that, because they have, as far as differential heat treats go in knife companies, they're the best. They're the best there is. There's not a lot of cutting we can do because the knife is fairly dull. I'm guessing Scabbers used this guy a couple times. The edge looks good. I mean, who knows? Maybe he didn't use this a bunch of times. It's got a little bit of wear in the black, but there's no wear in the transition from the facet to the black. So while it looks used, some parts look unused, but it's scabbed, so I have to assume it's used because he knows how to use a knife. So let's go out, and what we're going to do is we're just going to swat at some things because a knife this big, that's what it's really made for. And we'll just see how it feels in the overall swing of things. So let's go outside. All right, let's get it outside. Now, I'm not sure if they still make this model or not. But I'm pretty sure they have other things that are just a big straight line crowbar with an edge. So a lot of people will hear me say things about like the design, and they'll hear me knock the design. And basically it's fanboys that are going to hate it. Fanboys really, really hate when you talk smack about a company they like. So here's my challenge to the fanboys who hate if I bash a design or say something negative about a design. Show me where I'm wrong. I'm not saying something about a design to just knock it. I'm not doing that. That's not at all the point. That's not at all what's being conveyed. What I'm saying is this point could be better, or that point could be better, but I'm showing you. I'm not just talking a lot of smack. I'm actually proving what I'm saying just by showing it, really. And sometimes using it will prove it. But there's one thing I won't do is if I love Tops personally. I do. I really love Tops knives. So even if I hate it, like I just hated the people at Tops, or I hated Tops in general, I wouldn't bash a knife just because I didn't like the people or the place. There has to, if I'm going to bash it, I'm bashing an actual reason, an actual thing. There's no way in hell that I will just create a lie just to make somebody look bad. I won't do that. Hold on a second. That damn dog of mine. All right, so let's take some wax. Whoa! All right, so I can tell you right now, it hits like a ton. This is going to be the one. Oh, I thought it was going to be the one. That's the one. That thing hits like a ton of bricks, man. And again, that's what I'm talking about. Just because the design might not be fluid, there may be some spots on the design that make you go, what the hell were they thinking? That doesn't mean it's not going to work. I guarantee you this will work. I'm showing you. There's one thing a knife reviewer can tell you that a knife is going to work. But if he's telling you and not showing you, go to a different knife reviewer. Just straight up. Because if you want to know, you got to show. So this thing is a beast for hitting. As far as like, if I wanted to hold it in the grip that it's designed to be done, there is zero control on this knife. Zero control. If I choke up, it's a little better. Like I have more control here, but in this position, that was I don't know what whoever did this was thinking when they created this whole area. I have no idea. But let's see. Side grip is going to be super easy to control on this knife because it's big. You know what I mean? I can take it and I can choke it really far down. I can use my forearm as a lock. And look at this. You see the difference? A knife design should be appropriate with the intended use of the knife, right? I don't know by this design what the intended use is. I can't tell because the design doesn't tell you, right? And a design really should give you some kind of insight on what the knife can be done with or used for. Ugh, going into the dirt. Never baton on the dirt. Gotta find solid here. Find something solid. All right, let's bring it over to the stump, which is literally right behind me. So I don't know why I'm doing this, but Looks like somebody came over here, knocked some stuff over. All right, here we go. Here we go. So what I'm trying to say is this knife works. And just because it's got an unknown design purpose, doesn't mean you can't find a way to make it work. So this is a really knotted piece of wood. Look at that. Burned right through it, man. Burned right through it. No problem. And that's one thing you can give to the people at Tops is even if the design isn't right, they're gonna build it right. They can take anything and just make it right. That's one thing Tops does better than a lot of people. The differential heat treat that they use, I'm telling you right now, is the best. My knives, my D-Bad knives at KHHI are made using differential heat treat. This heat treat, this differential heat treat is the best. It's the best. I don't care how good mine are. I don't care that I could take it out and I could bang all day. You see me, Scab, a bunch of other people taking these knives out and smashing with them, and nothing's ever going to happen to them. Nothing. But these guys are still the best at it. I cannot lie about that. I cannot deny it. It's just what it is. If you're good at something, you're good at something, and I'm going to freaking recognize it all day long. Bigsby, get up here. So let's see here. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be standing with this, but I figure I'm close, and I am pretty close. I am pretty close. Oh, it's a big blade. Scabber, I won't break it. Not just because I know I won't break it, but because, well, it's Tops. I'm not going to break this. Oh, I'm right there. That's hitting the tip. Let's go from the blade. Let's go from the blade. Oh my gosh. This knife is hard to throw. The point of balance is so weird on it, but it'll happen. It'll happen. See what happened? Hitting like this means I needed to back up on that. That's all it needed. That's all it needed was to back up a little bit. Ugh. That went in there pretty solid. I really wish I could remember where I was standing. Let's see. There's a lot of bugs. There we go. So that's it. That's the spot I need to be in. And then I can throw this thing all day long. Once you learn it, something doesn't have to be balanced right to throw right. You just have to learn where to throw it from. You got to teach yourself. That's it. I don't know, overall views on this knife, whether you can get it or not, it's gonna work. It's a knife. It's got a sharp edge, or it comes with a sharp edge. Comes with a great heat treat. Bigsby! So no matter what you need to do, what you want to do, what you're gonna do, is gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. Whether or not it feels weird in certain grips, whether or not it's a little dangerous to put a man's finger over here. Oh well. You could literally, if this was mine, what I would do is I would just take this to the grinder and dull that little area right there. Problem solved. It's literally that easy. You could take a file and just grind away that one point. Forget it. Now what are you going to complain about? You know what I mean? I could take the grinder and just smooth this part down a little bit, and that would take away the feeling of the hand moving forward and falling. It's like stupid little things that could change everything. But I mean, to be quite honest with you, you don't really need to. Look how fat this tip is, man. Look how fat it is. That's why I had no fears winging this into a tree and bouncing it off its own death. This thing is crazy cool. Smashing it into knots, no problem. Would this be like a combat knife? Absolutely not. Would I ever take this into the field? Absolutely not. Would I be able to trust my life with it if push came to shove? Absolutely. I could kill people with sharpened sticks. So as far as that's concerned, yeah. Is this something that I would ever buy? Personally, me, no. Is it something that I would ever throw in the trash? Absolutely not. So it's like the good and bad. I do like the liners too. I like how they give you like a different color in the liner. I don't know. It's just Tops. It's no matter what Tops design, you know, or whatever knife they have that Tops is putting out that somebody designed, if it's good or bad, you know, and there's a lot of designs that they have that I just don't like, but I guarantee they won't break. They're not going to be bad. All right, I gotta go tackle these dogs. So that's it for this one. I guess I could adjust the point of balance by holding it below the actual grip. Holding it in the grip, balance terrible. Holding it below the grip, balance good. Imagine that. So and that would have all been saved if this was wider. If you added an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch of blade going this way, point of balance would measure out. You'd be able to, that would be so fixed easy. So easily fixed if you actually went to a drafting board and measured out the math. That would be taken care of very, very easily. That right there, from that point, look at that. That's nice. The problem is my pinky's not even on the blade, on the knife anymore. But that point of balance for a hard striking knife, that would be way better. All right, so I don't know. I still like it, so I don't care. That's it for this one. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.